everybody, and welcome to Saturday Night Live Stream. Tonight, our special guest is the Freakin Oracle. We're going to be talking about meme coins. We're going to talk a little bit about the current state of the market. So, are we going into a bear market? Is the pain going to continue? What's going on? So, we're going to cover all of that. But before we do, we're, of course, going to, first of all, say our most important question. Ken, how the heck you doing?
Pretty good. Recovering from last night. That was another long live stream. I did not mean it to go that long, but you know what? We had fun. It was a good stream. So
yeah, your stream last night there was a lot of joking.
Yeah, but it didn't seem like 5 hours and change. It really didn't.
No, it went on for definitely a little bit of time, but it was actually quite fun.
Yeah, it was a good time.
So we got so far in the house, we got Dave D saying hi to everybody. We also got Marie who's saying hi as well. So that's kind of cool. So I'm not sure who else we got. Oh, look at this. We got Ryan in here. It's Ken. It's a new thing. 5-6 hours or bust.
Well, let's put it this way. I'm going to have to subscribe to StreamYard now. We'll just put it that way.
I know. Exactly. We got Kevin Hanna in the house. Hello, Candace and Oracle. You're going to have to just go to the motor vehicle place or whatever and officially change your name to Oracle.
Yeah, I know.
Just do it. Do it. It would be fun.
We got Killer GB in the house.
We do. Hello, all. Hello. We got Journey.
Journey was on last night. It was good to see him again.
We got, hi, Rye, once again. We got Caesar. Hello, everyone. Hello, Caesar. All right. So we're going to have a little bit of fun. I thought we would do something a little different to start the show off. So we are going to talk about meme coins, but I was thinking to myself, there's got to be some coins that just didn't make it. Some coins that somebody thought up and said, maybe this should be a meme coin, but maybe it shouldn't. So we're going to just take a very quick look at some of these coins. So I call this segment Rejected Meme Coins.
My buddy Bieber.
It is the Bieber. So our first rejected meme coin, is called Bieber Bits coin. So the reason that this one was rejected was just simply over confusion. We weren't confused over the word Bitcoin. We were confused over Justin Bieber. Simple as that. So that's kind of neat. All right, our second rejected meme coin. Well, it was the Grumpy coin. The simple reason is when they reach out to Grumpy Cat's people, they basically say, "Oh, you mean we can rug pull people? Yes, please." So funny. The third rejected meme coin was actually the King coin. Now, this King coin died, but apparently people are still seeing it every so often at a Burger King. So, don't know anything about that. All right. Ooh, this next coin, if this actually may date a few of you. It is the Yoko Inu coin.
Isn't that her name? Yoko Inu?
Almost. It's really, really close. Apparently, the problem with this coin is whenever you put it with any group of other coins, it would cause them to break up. So it's just not a great coin. And finally, our final coin is this one here. And this here is the black hole token. It had so much potential, but it just collapsed in on itself. So, those are our rejected meme coins. So a little icebreaker just to warm people up as they're coming in. All right. Now, let me just get us back to our normal selves. So did you like that?
That was pretty good, actually.
Oh, yeah. Well, I thought it'd be kind of cool just to bring little things like that, just to break things up and all of that as people are coming in. And we got some more messages here. So Kevin Hanna, how are you guys? It's windier than the wind blowing through the SHIB's profit margin.
Oh.
And here I thought I was the funny one. Holy banana bread, Kevin. MC Paris, same here, Kevin. Wind is crazy. We got Cesar. Kevin, I would love to make your show, but Fridays I have soccer with the boys.
Well, then I'll just extend it. What the hell?
Do the boys play soccer in the middle of the night?
Well, depends. Where's he from, though?
Oh, that's true. Maybe if he's like
from the West Coast, right? Then that 3-hour difference.
Absolutely. Patricia says hi. Hi, Patricia. And Dave is, I'm up on Shiba, Kevin.
Geez, if I would have stayed in Shiba, I'd be down about $7,000 right now.
Oh, absolutely. So we're going to talk, as I said tonight, we're going to talk a little bit about meme coins. Do you guys actually know how a meme, what is a meme coin? Like where it comes from, where the name comes from? Because that's kind of, I think, really important.
I don't.
You don't? Okay.
Nope.
Well, as it would be, I know where it comes from. So the actual word meme is actually really interesting. So the word meme, back in the 80s, there was a scientist who actually coined the name meme. And what a meme was at that point in time was, it was like a gene, but instead of it being genetic information, it was just information itself. So anytime a good idea was passed on from generation to generation, he was calling it memes. And then, of course, as words do in the English language, that eventually evolved to jokes. You know how it is. And then a meme, of course, became, we had the grumpy cat thing. So that's a famous meme that was going on for a long time.
Right.
And then, of course, eventually Dogecoin came along. Now, when Dogecoin first hit them, when they invented Dogecoin, they invented it as a joke. So they called it a meme coin for that simple reason. And the word is actually caught on. So nowadays, what a meme coin is if you have a coin that has no real purpose, no real usage, then it is technically a meme coin. And that's kind of where the word comes in. And those are going to be the coins that we're going to be talking a little bit about tonight.
All right. No. Sorry, Caesar replied. I was like, indoor soccer at BMO building in London. Okay.
Indoor soccer, like late night soccer. Okay. Yeah. That's kind of cool. At this moment, I'm down 71 cents. And Journey is watching UFC tonight.
Nice.
UFC. That's either wrestling or fighting?
Ultimate fighting. Yeah.
Ultimate fighting. Okay. I have ultimate fighting, but usually it's because I've ran into a lid on something that just doesn't want to come off, and you got to take like the knife to it, bang, bang, bang. And then,
I had that happen the other day.
And then the hot water, so it gets that way. Okay, so with meme coins, so we talked about Dogecoin as being the big one. Now, of course, there's also Shiba Inu. Also all of the Inu coins. So Inu is basically a type of dog. And that's where a lot of them are named after. But not all meme coins are named after the dogs, just to put that out there. A lot of them are. Generally, what you need is if you want to make a meme coin. Now, in the olden days, and when I say the olden days, we're just talking a few years ago. To make a meme coin, you actually needed the programmers to do it. So it took a lot. You couldn't just sort of wake up one day and say, oh, today I'm going to make a meme coin. But that has now changed. Like nowadays, it's really, really easy. Pretty much you can get people to make it for you and you just pay a fee and it's done. You don't really need. And that's one of the reasons that there's so many of them. And it's also one of the reasons, and this is where I'm going to take the bearish side, is that they're so easy to get rug pulled because there can be so many issues with them. Even if you go to buy a meme coin, you may have a meme coin named Suzuki Inu, and there could be 6 Suzuki Inus.
Yeah.
It's kind of one of those things. Now, I said Suzuki Inu on purpose because that was actually a coin that got rug pulled. Mm-hmm. And the developers of Suzuki, I need a new tongue tonight. They actually walked away with $1.1 million in that
Nice.
rug pull. Just recently, there was the Squid Game coin that was a rug pull. Do you know how much they walked away with on that one?
No, I know it's a lot though.
Yeah, $3.4 million.
Yeah.
So it's kind of one of those things that there are rug pulls. And I kind of want to, before we start getting into the bullish side of meme coins, we're just going to sort of address the bearish side first, because, it's just one of those things that I think we all need to be aware of before we even get involved in it.
No, we're not going to be bashing Dave. This is an
No.
awareness video.
Yeah, exactly, Dave.
Yeah.
And that's why I wanted to pull this up here. So we're not going to be bashing meme coins. We will be bashing the ones that get rug pulled.
Yeah.
But the ones that are legitimate, and we're actually going to show you how to look at a meme coin to find out if it's safe or not. So we're going to be showing you that as well, because that's the thing. There are so many people out there taking advantage of new investors. And go ahead.
Yeah, that one coin that I was watching, Stealth Coin, that's what happened. The team was solid. The project for Stealth Coin was they were looking to take other coins and take a look at their contracts and give them like a stamp of approval that their contract is good to go. It's not going to be a rug pull. And what happened to them was their deployer / coder, Lee, ended up building into the code that he also built a bot as well. So he built in the code so that bot could actually buy tokens on block 0, which is like impossible. So what happened was, as the coin was selling, it was going up and up and up. And then it was like the 5th transaction, I think it was the bot. The bot bought 10 ETH worth of the coin. And then it kept going up and up and up. And when it got high enough, that bot went ahead and sold. And what happened was Lee didn't flip the switch to allow sales in the contract yet. So when he did flip it, then his bot was the first one to go out. And he walked away with 661 ETH, which is $2.8 million. They were able to recover because they knew he did it. They were able to recover, I think it was 400 ETH so far they got. And they've went ahead and renounced the token, and they're trying to build a brand new one. They have some really good developers now creating the code for it.
Right. Absolutely.
So that's a sad, but then, they're trying to fix it kind of thing. They've done that with a couple of coins. Rick and Morty was like that. It got renounced after it got rug pulled.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Came back and kind of raised it back up. So yeah, this isn't about bashing. This is just all about awareness.
Yeah, exactly, Dave. We're looking at awareness. We're just going to give you the tools to make sure that you don't fall into those few coins that are out there to make some money at your expense.
Or if you do fall into them, at least you did your true best DD that you could do on that coin.
Well, exactly. If you do everything right on your end and you fall for one, then they just were a lot craftier than the normal scammer that's out there. All right. So very quickly, just to sort of describe the process of creating a meme coin, one of the things you have to do is you have to create something called liquidity in that coin. So you can't just make the coin. People aren't going to start buying it. You need to actually put a little bit of liquidity into it. So you need to create, first of all, you create your coins. A lot of times you'll create them in very high volumes. And then you will have people who, let's say, for example, you put it on the Ethereum network, or maybe you put it on the Binance network. You'll have people trading ETH, or if it's Binance BNB, in exchange for your coins. So as they're pulling out their worthless coins, because there's no real value on them yet, and they're putting in coins that are worth money. So in the case of a rug pull, some of the things that happen is that developer, what they may do is they may have the code set up so that the only person who can actually sell the coins is themselves. So all the people who are buying them can't sell the coins. And what they do, it basically means that the price of that coin just keeps going up and up and up. That's exactly the way it was with Squid Game. The price went up and up and up. And then when they were happy, they sold all their coins and then they head for the hills, which is, never a good thing to do. And another thing too, they can also do is sometimes they will just actually just take the ETH or the Binance and run with that as well. So it's even more straightforward of an issue. But there are ways that they can get that money. And those are the things that you want to avoid when you're looking at things like rug pulls. Now, there are luckily some signs that you can look for when you're looking at a new meme coin. So one issue is if there's no audits at all on that coin, that kind of raises a little bit of a flag. So that's a caution flag. If that coin has no social media or has no website of any kind set up, that's a little bit of a red flag, because if they are in it for the long haul, if they are actually planning to try to make something of their coin, they're going to have a presence on social media. They're going to have a website. So if it lacks those things, be very, very wary. And this is a hard one to find out, but if there's only one person who has access to the wallet for that coin, that's kind of a bit of a flag too. Normally, if you have a multi-signature wallet, then you know it's much harder for one person to try to pull something, because they need multiple passwords to be able to actually liquidate the wallet.
That's actually kind of funny, because when the stealth team was doing their AMA about their token before the launch, that was a question I asked live. I was like, does your marketing wallet, your liquidity wallet, do these have multi-signatures? And their answer was no, because we trust each other. We're a team. And then that happened, you know?
Yeah. So, and that's one of those things that would raise a flag for sure.
Yeah. You want to make sure that liquidity that they're going to be having is definitely locked. Even if they say it's locked, you can take their contract, put it on Etherscan, and you can look all over that contract to make sure it is actually going to be locked with Uniswap or PancakeSwap or whatever swap. Make sure it is locked.
Absolutely. The white paper. You want to read their white paper. It needs to make sense, because a lot of times they will create a white paper that really doesn't make very much sense. And you can sort of tell if it sounds like they're just BSing their way around things. So that's kind of important too. The other little thing, now this is not something that you would raise a red flag on, but a lot of times these meme coins will promote themselves like crazy because they're trying to pull in as many people as possible. So if it seems like they're spending almost their entire budget just on simply promoting, then be super, super careful. So those are just little signs that you should be looking forward to. Well, not looking forward to, but looking for. Hopefully in the coins that you're investigating, none of those things happen. Now, and just give me a second here. I'm going to pull something up here because I want to share something with you guys. All right, let's bring my screen back.
There is a question here from Caesar asking about the grand total of Satama coin. Is there a burn with the coin? Satama, I think it's 100 quadrillion coins. 51% have been burnt, and every time you buy and sell that coin or move that coin, there's a 2% burn on it.
Absolutely. All right, let's just I'm just going to get a couple of these questions just out of the way here before we jump into this example here. So anyone know whether WedSimple has a subscription fee? Currently, right now, yes, they have a premium fee. It's $3 a month if you have it set up within the settings. And that's probably what you have. What that $3 does is it basically gives you instant quoting. And it also allows you to deposit up to, I believe it's $5,000 a week into your account without having to wait. So if you have that turned on, if you don't, otherwise just go turn it off and you won't have to worry about that. Now that's going away in January once they come out with their pro version, which is $10 a month, and that's the one that will give you the USD account. Nice. So that's gonna be really, really cool.
The best of both worlds.
Oh, exactly. D-Love 5000 in the house. We already did the Caesar question. Did you set up your Zum wallets today?
I haven't had time to look into that.
It's been the same with me. It's been a very, very busy day. All right. Now, so over here, there's a couple of websites I'm actually going to share with you guys today. When you're investigating a cap, so when you're investigating a meme coin, one of the one of the websites I will use is coinmarketcap.com. So, and I'll show you why. We're going to investigate a coin. We're going to investigate, let's investigate Kitty Inu. So I will come to coinmarketcap.com, and up here in the search bar, I'm going to type in Kitty Inu. And here it is. So Kitty Inu, we'll bring it up. Now, this website's going to tell you a lot of different information. It's going to give you everything from the website, because remember when I mentioned before, you want to make sure they have a website. So it's here. You can go, you can check out the website. You should find the white paper on that website. Mm-hmm. But here's this other thing too. Here's this address down here. So this is an address. In this case here, it's an address on the Ethereum network for the coin. We need this address for the other site, and I'll show you why. So we're going to copy the address. I'm just going to click on it to copy it to my board. And the other website we're going to go to, it is called tokensniffer.com. And this is tokensniffer.com. So that address, you can put it in here. You can also put the token name in here, but I'll tell you why. Do you remember earlier I mentioned how some tokens will sometimes name themselves the exact same thing? That's why we use that address. If we get it off of market cap, we'll get that address and we can drop that address in here. We can do a search. And here we go. So this here is Kitty Inu, and you'll see right now it's listed as high risk. So that doesn't mean it's just because it's high risk, it does not mean that it is a rug pull. It just means that you want to be a little careful.
Yeah,
and
it's based on the information that Kitty Inu has put out into the interweb.
And I think part of this too is also I heard something about the owners were sort of stepping back for a bit. Mm-hmm. So you'll notice up here, so token is sellable, not a honeypot at this time. So these are just some of the issues that it has with it. But those are issues that you should be investigating. That's kind of what this is pointing out. Now, if it were an absolute token scam or a rug pull, it's going to tell you that here. So this is a great site to get tons of information, and it's going to break it down for you exactly where the issues are. So like here, for this one here, the issues were all other holders possess less than 5% of token supply. Ownership renounced or source does not contain an owner contract. Now in that situation there, that's what I'm thinking. That might be that whole situation where they've sort of stepped back. You've noticed that the price of Kitty Inu has dropped a little bit since they did that. So that may be what's going on there.
Click on the view owner there, see if there's anything under that view owner beside that.
The view holders?
No, owner.
No, give me a second here. Oh, over here.
Yeah, is there anything in there at all?
Well, let's find out.
Takes you right to Etherscan. Nice.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. These are the tools, right, that you guys should be using, because it's going to be the things that will protect you against rug pulling. And that's the big thing we want to just make sure, because we're going to talk a little bit, we're going to talk about some of these meme coins, and the meme coins we're going to be talking about are not going to be ones that are going to be rug pulling you. But we want you guys to have those tools,
right, to
avoid, especially in the future, because sometimes these coins are just coming left, right, and center. You just want to be really careful that you're not getting, you're not putting all your eggs in the wrong basket when it comes to meme coins. So anyway, the two sites, just in case you guys missed it, coinmarketcap.com and tokensniffer.com. So they're absolutely beautiful sites to use when it comes to your meme coins. All right. All right. Bear mode is now finished. Dave, you can smile again. All right. Let's just get a couple of these questions here. Last thing I think we had, Dave Love saying, do it.
Just do it.
And Dave D, I came up with an idea today. It's called Bling Coin. It's an NFT bling that you can add to your NFTs only. Wish I knew how to make it. Well,
there's YouTube videos out there on how to actually make a coin, but you got to have the liquidity after you create it, or else nobody's going to buy it.
Exactly. So you're going to have to put a little bit a little bit of your own money into it to get things
Yeah,
going.
you're probably looking at a minimum of 25 ETH. So do the math on that one.
That's yeah. And Dave Love again. DLove 5000 is all my socials: TikTok, Insta, YouTube, and Twitter.
All right, we'll keep that in mind.
Keep that in mind. We got Mark in the house. Hey, Mark. And Caesar, Ken, how much time do you put in a week looking up coins or doing the due diligence?
Whenever I have spare time, really. There's no set time. It all depends. Like if it's like 6 a.m. in the morning and I'm having my coffee and I'm scrolling through like Yahoo Finance or something, and they mention a coin, I might concentrate on that coin all day, but I'll spend 20 minutes while I'm getting ready for work, and then get off to work, spend another 10 minutes looking, researching it here, 10 minutes there, 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there. So I've spent a lot of time in total researching them. But it all depends on the coin, right? Because the more the coin's already has evolved, the more DD you need to do, because it's not just black and white plain, right? They have this, but then they're doing this and this and that, and you want to check every hoop that they went through to verify to make sure that they actually did do it. So there's no set time, really.
That makes sense. Now, one of your favorite coins is, of course, Satama.
Mm-hmm.
Did you want to run that through those two websites?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay.
By the way, their SATA mask is at 81% complete now. So
nice.
They're going. They're going through CertiK, which is like the number one for verification on projects. So just to let you guys know before we have a look at the token sniffer on it.
All right. SAIT. Is it O or A?
AMA.
Oh, it was A. Okay. There's Satama. All right. And here is our address right over here. So we'll copy that address. And let's get back over here to Token Sniffer. We're going to drop that in here. What do you think it's going to be?
It's going to be mixed reviews. It's a renounced coin, right? Somebody else created the coin before they took it over. So.
Yeah, you'll notice it's medium risk.
And it was actually a lot higher before, but that medium risk has to do with CertiK getting involved. So that's changed the score.
Yeah, and you'll notice here, look, like a lot of things are looking good. So no prior similar token contracts. That's one area they gave it an X.
Yeah, but that you can't help, because a lot of contracts are pretty much the same. You just tweak parts of it,
exactly.
Like your burn amount and that kind of stuff. So.
And speaking of burning, that's the other thing there. 95% of liquidity burned or locked.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, I mean, it looks
a lot better than when I looked at it a month ago.
Yeah. Yeah, and it looks a little bit better than Kitty token. So yeah, your Satam is looking pretty good.
To get into the ground floor on a coin, you really need to get in early. But if you want to be safe, take a look and see if they have a CertiK authorization verification on it. That makes it even safer. Doesn't make it 100% safe, because regardless of what CertiK says about how the contract's written and whatnot, there's still ways that you can pull the liquidity and run away, right? So another thing with Satama is they're actually listed as an LLC in the United States. So that's actually really huge for a coin.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So Bleak says, hey. And Killer GB, kind of off topic, but guilty pleasure videos on YouTube. I kind of like watching people listening to Disturbed's version of The Sound of Silence for the first time, especially older people, because you're thinking, oh, they're not going to like the second half of that song, but they always actually react really well. So that's kind of a guilty pleasure. I don't know why. I just really like it. What about you, Ken?
Oh, I don't know. I watch really crazy stuff on YouTube.
All right, too crazy to mention on a family-friendly
I like
chat.
I like watching the Russian dash cameras. I like those videos when you get to see them, actually get into some road rage and the accidents. You know, I like watching that kind of stuff. I don't like to watch death happening or somebody getting hurt severely, but the two vehicles where it's so icy that they're stupid enough to drive as fast as they did and slam on their brakes and can't stop. Yeah, okay. Now that's kind of funny.
Oh, absolutely. And David Logan, not having a Zum wallet is like saying, please stop giving me money. I hate all this free money.
Well, it only works if the coin goes up, right? And I think that's an XRP wallet, so it might go up soon.
And Marie says, I just put the zombie Inu coin in the token sniffer page, came back medium risk.
That's good. Zombie Inu's been getting a lot of hype lately, so.
And that's good. And that's what you should be doing, using those tools. That's why I brought them up for you guys. All right, Caesar, Candace, what is your take or lookout for Polkadot for next year? I think Polkadot's going to do well. I can't tell you how fast it's going to rise. It hasn't risen as high as I already thought that it should, just based on the fundamentals of Polkadot. But now that we've got parachain auctions, now that things are starting to expand onto it, we're sort of mirroring Kusama, because Kusama being the test chain for Polkadot, and that's going for about $500 a coin. So Polkadot will get there eventually, no doubt. How long is it going to take? It could happen fast, or it could happen slow. But it's a really good, for me, I look at it as being a good long-term investment. And being able to stake it is, well, that's an additional investment right there. So very bullish on it. Have lots of patience.
Well, even if it's going down in price a bit, you're still making money because you're staking it. So it
exactly
out, right? It's
because all that money you're making when you're staking, when it goes back up, that's going up too. So, it's a beautiful coin. And Dave D, the worst song in the world.
That would be The Swedish by Tom Green.
Oh.
The poo is on my bum, you know that song? That was the worst song ever in my as far as I can think, that's the worst song ever. But he made a music video, so I don't know.
I don't know what the worst song is. Every so often I come up with something. At one point, it used to be that Fine Young Cannibal song, "Johnny Come Home." There's nothing wrong with the song. It just used to annoy me, and I don't know why. But now it doesn't annoy me anymore because now it's it's all 80s stuff now. It just blends together and brings up nostalgia of the 80s. But yeah, Fine Young Cannibals. All right, so this is Satoma mask. Why don't we just bring everybody up to sniff on that? Explain what it is, what it's going to do, and why people should be excited about it.
Okay, well, it's basically going to be like MetaMask and Uniswap in one. They're not going to carry a wide range of tokens like Uniswap has. They're being very picky on what tokens they carry because they don't want any rug pulls. They don't want any issues with any tokens. They want good projects that people are investing in. So that's one part of it. So then obviously it's going to be like Uniswap. So it's going to be a DEX as well. They also have an NFT platform on there as well. And a portion of their platform is for education purposes as well. Be it, providing funding for, like they had a project in Kenya where they went to a school and they gave them a whole bunch of like paper, pencils, backpacks, school supplies, right? So that was kind of neat. They've also done like a feed the hunger kind of campaigns. I know they were in Texas doing that. And there was somewhere else, I can't remember, in the United States that they were doing that. Staking wise, the staking is going to be, I can't remember. I can't remember. It's 2%. If you lock your coins in for 30 days, it's 2%. If you lock them in for 90 days, I think it's 6%. And if you lock it in for 180 days, it's 11%. Plus, with staking your coins through their wallet, there's an additional 5% as well, APY. So
Okay.
there's a lot of coins to be made there. And, every transaction, like I said, it's 2% burn on every buy and sell. It's 2% burn and then 2% spread out to everybody. So, it's a really good, it's a good idea. They've done stuff. That's the thing. They've been out in the public. They've done stuff. They did get 2 sponsors for 2 different MMA fights. Well, one was, I think, an MMA. The last one here was a boxing match last weekend. So they're actually out in the public doing stuff. That there shows that they're a good coin and they have purpose.
Absolutely. So not trying to crash your live, but at 6 a.m. Eastern this morning, I did a live with the UK Ad Australia. We're going big with celeb MMA and NFTs.
Nice.
That sounds pretty cool.
You got to watch out for these NFTs, though. There's a lot of rug pulls in them too. Not as a coin, but as an NFT on OpenSea.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I was saying last night on your stream is that once we can start putting NFTs on hardware wallets, I'll feel a lot more comfortable diving deeper into the NFT field, because then I can just move them off, make sure they're safe, and that would be very cool.
Yeah.
Now, what was your first meme coin?
My first meme coin actually was Doge back in 2016.
Oh, now how did you do on Doge, or did you sell before it went
I
crazy?
sold back in 2016 when I got them. I was mining them because it was very easy to mine them. So I mined, I can't remember what it was, anywhere from 11 to 14,000 of them. So when we had the big run up to like whatever it was, 75 cents, 78 cents, that could have been a nice bit of pocket change for me. But I did get rid of them because at the time they weren't worth anything. It was just really easy for me to use my mining equipment to mine a bunch of them and make a couple of bucks. I think I probably sold them for, $2 or $3 altogether back then.
Oh, wow.
I was lucky.
Yeah, that sucks. I hear the story over and over again, especially with Doge, because nobody really expected it to pump the way it did.
No, nobody did. It was just, it's a coin. You can mine it still. It's infinite, which is this is the really hard part that I try to wrap my brain around. It's infinite. You can still mine it. Yet it's worth what, 22 cents US or something right now.
Yeah, it's kind of like died out. That seems to be the pattern I've noticed in memes, is that the meme comes out and then eventually it grows, it has a big pump, and then it just falls back down and it just settles at a low price and just sort of stays there.
Yeah, that's what happened to Satama right now. Satama swings between the 4 and 5 range, which is fine. That's a good entry point for anybody to get in. But as their projects get going more and more, then it should rise back up. So,
well, sticking with Doge though, before we move on to some of the others, do you see Doge ever coming back to glory? Do you see it ever becoming relevant again?
I know Elon Musk is working with their creators or whoever owns the tokens now. They were talking about doing some changes to it, probably adding burns because it's unlimited. I don't know though, because like they did the whole, this place accepts Doge as payment. Well, who the hell's really going to use these coins to buy stuff? Really, you're investing in these coins to hold on to them. They're like stocks, right? So all these other places started taking Doge, and now you have the whole Shiba, this online new Eggy or whatever is going to start taking Shiba as payment and stuff. And you know what? It hasn't done anything for its price. It didn't do anything for Doge's price either. So it's just another tactic for YouTubers to try and pump coins, right? Like, oh, new Eggy is going to take it. You better buy now. And then, the price just doesn't go up.
Yeah, no, it's kind of interesting. And I think with, at least like with Doge, I think a lot of the people who jumped on it, not so much as an investment, but just because it was a cute dog, those are probably the same people who actually would, use it to, go see a football game or whatever.
Possibly, yeah.
But any serious investor, I don't think, is going to be using it on, something kind of
No, the
like a
last thing you want to
football
do is
game.
part. The last thing you want to do is part with your tokens, right? Because
Mhm.
that's what you've created. That's your bag, right?
All right. Now, David Love is dropping a name. Roy Jones Jr. Petre. Good start, or pretty good start. So have you heard of Roy Jones Jr.? Is that
I
an
have
MMA fighter, maybe?
I have no idea.
David, let us know who that is. Because neither of us know who that is.
Yeah, I don't really watch MMA anymore. I just started watching it when Satama has some kind of involvement. Then I'll watch the fight.
Okay. And then Marie says that Manoki is a low risk on the token sniffer.
Yeah, there's a lot of FUD going on with Minoki right now. Everybody's trying to say it's a slow rug pull, but I don't think so.
Yeah. I would think of that too. So I think that's pretty darn cool. Then we got Vic over here. Hi, Candace. Hi, Vic. Vic was on the Vic was on my videos earlier today.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So hey, Rye, awesome of you to support Candace. Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate all the support Rye provides me. I think the three communities, Hi Rye, the Danters, and myself, I think we work really well together. So bright future, I think, for the three of us, and that's going to, of course, benefit you guys. Can you check? So MC, can you check Sin City Metaverse? Sin City. So that's isn't that what they call Las Vegas? Sin City.
Yeah.
So I mean, just from that name, that makes me think it's like the land is modeled off of maybe Las Vegas.
Yeah, I don't know. I've heard Sin City a couple of times mentioned. I've never looked into it though. I'm not there at the NFT.
Okay, so
I'm
that's
not there yet. I'm not there yet. I'm like you. I'm not there yet. Just
Roy Jones Jr. I guess he's a boxer.
oh, nice.
All right, that's cool. That's cool. Well, I was close. I said MMA, so mixed martial arts is not that far off from boxing. Or maybe if you're a boxer, you might be like, that's way off. And Bleak also mentions it's boxer. Sin City is not out yet. Like a boxing legend. Okay. That's cool. And I believe in Alex Becker and Elio. I don't know who Elio is. I know Alex Becker, though. I still love my FWT.
Freeway token. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've heard some fun about that one too.
Yeah, no, I've definitely heard that one in the passing for sure. Sin City is a good movie.
Yes, it is. They made a sequel too. The sequel wasn't as good though.
Oh, okay, that's cool. So after Dogecoin, your next one was Shiba Inu, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What enticed you to get into Shiba?
The hype. At the time, it was all the hype. There was a lot of hype about it because it was at the same time during the whole Doge explosion. There was a couple, right? There was Shiba that I noticed, and I noticed Keisha Inu. There was another one I can't remember what it was. I didn't invest in it though, but I noticed these kind of came off the hype of Doge. So it was like the beginning of the meme coins coming out because Doge got so much likes on it,
Right.
So
Yeah.
much attention. Yeah.
Now, of course, it's hard to talk about Doge and Shiba without talking about Elon.
Yeah. Well, he did it, right? He did all those tweets. People followed him.
Yeah, and I guess we could actually throw Floki Eno into that mix as well, because to me, it's like I have not read. I will admit, I have not read the white paper on Floki Eno, but in my mind, I see the white paper. Did I call it red paper? White paper. I see the white paper as being we're going to make a coin, name it after Elon's dog, and then every time he mentions his dog, our coin's going to go up in value. Invest.
Yeah. I don't know what Floki's about. I seen it too, and I bypassed it. I was like, no, too much of the Elon hype. But apparently, it's done pretty well. So
yeah, I think so. I mean, Elon still has a certain amount of power, but I think he's at the point now that his mentioning of a coin, it's not doing what it used to.
no, it's not. No, and I
Which
think that
is,
was the rise and fall of Doge, right?
yeah.
If Doge would have went up and kept its stability way up there, then I think there would be more people that would be following him.
Yeah, I think now pretty much the only thing I think Elon could do that could really affect coins is probably Bitcoin. If he were to come out and say, "Yeah, I just sold half of my Bitcoin," then we're going to have a crazy day in the market.
Oh yeah, big time.
No way, no way around that at all. I get what you mean, though. He doesn't even have 1 million followers on Instagram. Only 764,000 followers. Is that it? Oh dear. Anything the run guys talk about goes up. Yeah, it's interesting. When you talk about influencers, so even YouTube influencers and how they're able to impact some of these meme coins. You've got the pump and dumps, and uh, and some of them, not all of them are out pumping and dumping, but I just find it kind of interesting. This the whole economy of meme coins in that sense.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot of wasted money. It really is. Because
It is.
it's taken money away from investing in really good projects that actually have meaning.
But at the same time, there is money to be made if you know how to play the game.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So, what do you normally do when you are looking at a new meme coin and you're considering getting in on it? What
I
is your
take
thinking process?
well, I take a look at the white paper and see what's going on with it. Then I take a look at Telegram or usually on the websites they'll actually have their Telegram listing down there. So I'll go through there and I'll have a look and see what everybody's saying. Then I'll take a look at their Twitter, see what their Twitter feed's saying. I'll go into Facebook. I'll find their group on Facebook. I'll cruise through there, see what they're all saying. And then I'll take a look at the contract and see what's been going on with that, the buys and sells, how many, how big are these sells that are happening versus how many buys are, are you having a whole bunch of intervals of less than an ETH being bought, and then all of a sudden you're seeing 30 ETH being sold? That's a sure sign that the bots are in there controlling it. Because if you click on one of those wallets and you take a look at like their last transactions, the last transactions are like 7 or 10 days ago. So that's a bot that's been programmed to cherry pick these newer tokens. So I just have a look at that. If there's a lot of that going on, I'll still keep the token in mind, but I won't invest at that time. And then I'll look on YouTube and see what the influencers are saying about the token.
Absolutely. Now, when you left Shiba Inu to go over to Satama, I believe you made a half decent profit on Shiba Inu, but what was it that inspired you that made you say it's time to move?
Well, it's just the creation of Shiba. Shiba's in my point of view, and this is not financial advice. The way I look at it is that Shiba Inu was the original coin that came out, and then they were coming. They still have another coin they haven't come out with called Treat, but they did come out with Bone, and they did come out with Leash. And Leash is for it's part of the NFTs that they're doing. And then Bone is going to be used on their Shibarium blockchain that they're creating. So the only thing I could see that what Shiba was to do was to create liquidity so that they could create their swap and then start on the NFTs and then start on their blockchain. So the way I look at it is essentially the way Shiba is now, its price is just floating like this, just like Satama's is. So to me, I feel that it was there just to create the liquidity, and it's done that. So its purpose is done. That's the way I look at it. And that's why I got it.
So now with Satama, and now you've got Satama Mask coming out, is that sort of changing the rules a little bit for you with Satama Mask?
Well, In a way, yes. In a way, no. Because, like I said, with Satama, they're very picky on who they're going to allow on their platform as tokens. So they've actually paired up with a company called Lily Financial. Lily Financial is coming out with a token, and it's only going to be available on SataMask. So I actually have funds sitting there waiting to purchase that token when it comes out.
Do we know the name of it yet, or
It's just going to be LY is going to be
LY? Okay.
that'll be the acronym for it. But it's called Lily Financial. You can look them up and have a look at their white paper. They deal with payment processes within the hospitals.
Okay, that sounds like it's useful.
That's a very useful thing, yeah. So I have funds for that, and I've also bought something called Impact XP, and they wanted to be launched. Well, not launched, but they wanted the SataMask to actually carry their token as well. They wanted it so much that they went ahead and they renounced their contract, and they rewrote their contract to the specifications that the SATA devs want their contract to be in order to actually have it in the wallet. That tells you a lot about that token. If they're willing to just scrap it and start fresh just to make sure they can get on one exchange, that tells you a lot about that token and where they're going to go.
Well, it also says a lot about the exchange.
Well, yeah, they're like, they want their idea is everybody should be successful. And they're trying to set everybody up for success, not failure. So I believe in it. I truly do believe in it.
Oh, absolutely. And now I guess the next question I have here for you is, outside of Satama, is there any other meme coins that you're currently thinking about or looking at?
No.
Okay, that was a pretty easy question.
Yeah,
you weren't tempted at all by Kitty Inu?
I am tempted by Kitty, but seeing what's been happening with it, with the devs going 0 dark 30 for a bit there, you don't do that during a coin until you can do that after you have a project launched. Yeah, but you don't come out and say, I'm going to build this, but hey, I'll be back in 3 weeks, and not have any kind of communication with the public so they know it'd be different if, hey, we're going to start working on this, blah blah blah, but you have a team that does that. So the dev team should be there on Telegram, on Twitter. There's no reason, right? So I don't know what's going on in that area. They recently launched on Binance Smart Chain as well, which I thought that would cause the price to go up because now you're able to purchase it with less gas fees. And that hasn't done it. It fell from 8 down to, it was at 5 yesterday. I think it was yesterday morning or something.
Yeah, I know.
It was 6. So it's kind of done the opposite thing that you think would happen when you have more access because the gas fees are cheaper. Because who wants to try and buy $200 of a coin and then have to pay another $100 just to actually get it? Well, exactly. You're already at $100 loss buying that coin right off the hop. Plus, if they have like a 2% buy as well, you lose 2% off the hop as well. I don't know if they do or not. I know Satama does, has 2% right off the hop you lose. So I don't know. I want to buy some because I'm like, well, damn, that's dirt cheap compared to what I've seen in the charts. But at the same time, is there a reason it's so cheap? I don't think it should be that low and be consolidating. I think it should be up in the 8s consolidating. I don't know.
That makes sense. I think the only thing I guess my opinion on Kitty is just that there's so much potential in that coin, though. They actually, most meme coins don't really have a function. But Kitty Inu, you've got the game. The white paper's well written. It does have a good well, I thought it had a good team. This whole 30-day thing is kind of weird that they would do that at this point in time.
Yeah, but they should at least have somebody dealing with their PR,
Yeah, absolutely. So it's kind of one of those ones that I know my initial research on Kitty Inu is that they're not technically a meme coin. They just jumped on the Inu part to sort of cash in on the meme coin craze.
Yeah, get some of the hype looking over them. Yeah.
Interesting. It'll be interesting to see how that one rolls out. I guess we're probably not going to see a lot of movement in that coin, I think, until the new year for that,
Yeah.
just for that reason alone. Now, Caesar here is saying, Ken, FWT has awesome new stuff coming out in 22. Landers type banks in UK coming on board. The new Orbit Prime, also a good management team behind the coin.
Nice. I'll have to keep an eye on that then.
Absolutely. All right. And we got Dave has no reflection on Kitty.
What was Kitty doing? I don't know if they have reflect. I know they're starting burning. I think Tim was saying that.
I thought I heard, I think I heard Tim saying that as well, that they're going to be burning.
It all depends if they re-updated their white page or not and added that to it.
Are you pulling that up right now?
Yeah, I just want to see here. Oh, wait a minute. Tokenomics.
Now, as you're doing that here, Cyberhawk is saying that the lead dev on Kitty is still being active on Twitter almost daily. Well, that's actually a good sign.
That's a good sign then, because from what we heard, nobody was going to be active. So.
That's a very good sign. Hopefully that's going to be a good sign on the price too.
There is a Kitty tax, 1% for LP contribution, 3% to Team Kitty, and 6% to marketing. Huh. But it doesn't say anything about redistribution, though.
Okay.
So I don't think you get anything back.
At least yet.
Yeah, anyways, yeah. Like, no, it's all going to them for liquidity and marketing and whatnot. So
yeah, and David Love is making fun of us because we don't have Zoom Wallet.
Yeah, I know. I got a ledger and I still haven't used it. I've plugged it in and set it all up, but I haven't put anything on it. So there.
Okay. Oh, and here's our answer right here. Cyberhawk. So Reflection is kicking in soon, and they have burned 1.5 million worth so far. More to come. Okay. Oh, and here's our answer right here. Cyberhawk. So Reflection is kicking in soon, and they have burned 1.5 million worth so far. More to come. Is that you? That has to be you. Here's our answer right here.
I don't know. What is going on here?
That's a good question. It sounds like it was coming from your end because I have completely not even put myself into YouTube.
Okay, there we go. Okay, I don't know what the hell that was. Okay, well, hey, it's back. It's fixed. I don't know what that was.
Okay, now Solstice Manshire is asking if we can explain the blockchain.
Oh boy. Yeah, go ahead, Candace.
All right. So in a very basic nutshell, the blockchain is simply a database. Each address, you could sort of see it as being a block. It will contain you can put a certain amount of information in that block. Once that information is full, that block becomes read-only, but it gets chained to another block because sometimes you have more information that needs to be recorded than what's in that one block. So you end up with these two blocks, they're chained together. It's just all the chain is if you know anything about technology and the way computers and databases work, is they'll put a header on that data and the header will have the address to the next block on it. So it's just a way that you can chain the information together. And by making it read only after each block fills, it makes a permanent record, a permanent ledger, which is what we're looking at in this case. So when you're thinking of something like Bitcoin, for example, the data that's going into those blocks, well, it's going to be who owns this Bitcoin, which transactions have been made with this Bitcoin. And it's the same thing for pretty much all of the different cryptocurrencies. They all have a form of blockchain that they're using. So it's just a way to store your data, keep it transparent so anybody can read it, make it so that it can't be changed. And how that happens is that with a blockchain, it's not located on just one server. It'll be located on what's called nodes. So a whole bunch of nodes. So let's just say for explanation's sake that we have 100 computers that are running this blockchain. So if you want to make any changes, the stuff that's read only, you can't change that. That's unchangeable and it will be propagated to the 100 nodes. But if you want to change some of the rules with how a coin behaves, for example, what you have to do is you have to have 51 of those computers, of those nodes, agree to the changes before any changes can be made. That's where you get the security behind blockchain. But that's the interesting thing. Now, that's just with cryptocurrency. You can use a blockchain for other things as well. One area where they've been looking at using blockchain is with food supply.
Mm-hmm.
So you could create a blockchain which basically would track where food has been. So let's say you have somebody who's growing spinach. It would actually have every step. It would have the farm where it was made. It would have every single move from the farm to processing to warehouses to trucks to grocery stores. So if somewhere along the line somebody came down with salmonella because they ate that spinach, you have an exact record that can't be changed in a blockchain that will allow you to go back and find exactly where the contamination happens so that you can then fix the issue so you don't get as many people getting sick.
Mm-hmm.
So that's blockchain technology in a nutshell, and that's what they use with cryptos. They use that blockchain just as it's just it's really an awesome technology, and you're going to see it on everything eventually. I hope that answers at least what a blockchain is.
There's more to it, but that's very good.
Yeah, that's like I said, that was kind of our in a nutshell. All right, and Solstice is 13. Well, it's nice to see you. You may not be able to invest yet, but you can definitely learn.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, reflections are coming. It is on the website. I like to learn. Me too, Jeffrey. Learning is awesome. What is the blockchain? We just answered that. I am in terrible financial debt, and I'm looking into meme coins to pull me out of a horrible, horrible rut. What coins do you recommend? Oh, that's a really good question. The thing with meme coins is, as we've sort of talked about, you really have to be careful. If you're in a terrible financial debt, so I hate to say this. I hate to say, but looking at a fast way out of the debt is sometimes it's sometimes a roadmap to getting yourself into a worse situation.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it sounds like they need money fast. So
They do, absolutely.
memes is where you want to be, but
yeah, I think in a situation, if I was in your boots, I mean, the first thing I would be doing is I would be looking at pretty much my interest rates, what I'm paying monthly. If there's any way I can consolidate to lower interest rates, anything to sort of improve the situation. Because here's the reality: let's say you're paying like with a credit card, let's say you're paying like 20% on debt. Any investment that doesn't net you at least 20% is just ill-advisable, because you're better off just paying off some of your debt to sort of knock down all of that building things against you. The problem with a meme coin is, especially if you're in a situation where there's desperation, like you don't see an easy way out, it's really, really easy to make bad decisions that you normally wouldn't make if you came into something with a very clear head on your shoulders. And that's one of those things you want to do, because anytime, any kind of investing, whether it be the stock market, crypto, you want to remove the emotion, because you don't want to bring emotion into it, because that's when people make mistakes. You probably have heard the words FUD, so fear, uncertainty, doubt, FOMO, fear of missing out. Those prey on your emotions, and they can make you make bad decisions, and that's how people lose money. And the worst thing is if you're in debt and you're sort of pulling money that you don't even have to try to get out of debt, and then you lose it, you've just created a much worse situation. So one thing I would do is even talk to somebody at the bank, if the bank is involved in it, and see if there is any way to just sort of consolidate, try to get some of the interest rates down so that you can then sort of start working on a plan.
Yeah, the higher your interest rates are, the harder it is to dig that hole.
And it gets you really, really, really hard. But of course, if you're going to still try anyway with meme coins, do your due diligence. Use the websites that we provided. Try to check the emotions at the door in any decisions that you're making. And educate yourself. Educate yourself as much as you possibly can.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the things I could say, but definitely talk to a financial advisor or somebody at the bank. See if you can find a way to get yourself on a path to get yourself out of the situation. Don't listen to random people on YouTube.
Yeah,
because there are people out there who will say, "Oh yeah, go buy this," and they don't care what the consequences are for you. I'm not going to do that to you because I do care. So take that advice, and please do your due diligence.
Yeah, finances is one of the things that's overlooked too much. It's part of your health. Your it's financial health. Everybody should actually be more aware of their financial health.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, and I'm not sure how many zeros, but something like 0.00000 XRP per transaction on the XRP. So a drop also settled in 3 or 4 seconds.
That's pretty quick. That's
okay.
Good.
And Jeffrey Smells, thank you, Davis. And then per drop. Okay. That brings us down to Solstice. Can you show off your tattoos? Because I really want one, but my dad won't let me get one. He says I'm too young and I'll regret it, but I won't. I want a big skull that's crying. Okay. Well, I got stars over here. I don't know if you could tell, but the stars are actually in a double helix. So it's basically DNA, but made out of stars. And they're color-coded, so only certain colors connect to other colors. So that takes care of the geek part of me. Over here, I have a giant series of roses. That was done by one of the artists who used to work on Chicago Ink. So that's one of my favorites. And then I've got tattoos in places where I'm not going to show. But look at it this way, Solstice. Once you're old enough, then you can make your own decisions. So
just remember, for the most part, it is permanent. For the most part,
it is. I mean, you can use laser.
Don't get one just because.
You can use laser to get rid of one, but
you got money.
it's really expensive and apparently quite painful. So that's one of those things. And thank you for the information. Okay, anytime. And Reefer's asking, what do you mean, MC? All right, we got Dave D. Bought a laptop. Tried to add my Google account. It screwed up my other devices. Frustrating. I guess I have more research to do. Maybe. What type of laptop did you get, Dave?
Yeah, if you just added your Google account, you just probably have to click off your securities that you requested it, that it was you that logged into it.
Yeah, see, that's one of the things I love. Like my my laptop, it's a Mac, so it's almost like I don't have to do anything. Even my Google stuff, it pulled it all from the cloud, from the iCloud, and
yeah,
it was all just ready to go. So that was kind of nice. And then we got Jeffrey. Thank you for explaining, Candace. I'm excited to learn more about the blockchain. Yeah, the blockchain is definitely exciting. Mm-hmm. Now, if you're totally interested in the blockchain, I actually have down below in my affiliate area, I've got a listing of some of the books. There's actually a book down there on the blockchain. So definitely some good information if you really want to dive into more information.
And you can actually attach messages to the blocks in the blockchain too.
Mm-hmm. It is very, very, very cool. Dave, that sounds rough. That's why you use Bing. Can't go wrong with Bing. Best info on the internet. And Jeffrey is thanking Dave. And we are, oops. Just give me a second here. I need to block a user.
Yeah. I was going to say something, but he stopped spamming. So I was just like, okay.
Oh, no. If you see that, just tell me right away because I didn't even want that there. So Jeffrey, thanks, Dave. So there's Spider-Man uses Bing. So do I. Yeah, so that's rite of passage for me. My first person I've had to actually block.
There we go. And you've seen it live here. Look at that.
I don't normally like to block people, but if somebody wants to put crap like that in my chat, they're getting blocked.
Yeah. No, thank you.
Yeah. Reefer, contact me. I'd like to help you.
Okay, good. Help from the community, helping each other. This is good. That's what we're here for.
Meme coin should be like 10% and 80% invest in the larger caps. You know what? I like that. Absolutely, Mark. That's the thing. The whole idea of diversification within crypto is huge. So you want to be putting most of your money into coins that have a good use program. So like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Polkadot, Solana, even Cardano. Those are the coins you want to really be looking at. XRP, perhaps once they finish their legal ballot. I know that Dave Love is going to be XRP. But yeah, diversification is important. And with meme coins, because of some of the dangers in some of them, you always want to only be investing what you can afford to lose.
Right. Always.
Yeah.
Only what you can invest.
Even technically, your entire investment portfolio should be what you can afford to lose. Like if you lost your investment portfolio, if everything went down to zero, if that's going to make you homeless the next day, then you're investing too much.
Yeah, you're doing something wrong.
Then you haven't watched my emergency fund video because you should have an emergency fund. All right, Reefer, I lost all my money to a scam artist who tried to sell me V-Bucks on Fortnite through the blockchain. Do you know anything about V-Bucks there?
No, I know somebody that does though. Hey Nova, what are V-Bucks? Stop! What are V-Bucks on Fortnite? What's that about?
I don't remember anymore.
You don't remember? Okay, well, she
doesn't remember anymore.
Used to be on Fortnite like every day though, but now she doesn't remember. So.
But I mean, keep in mind this, that a blockchain is a technology, and any technology can be used for good or, for bad reasons as well. I mean, it all comes down to the intent on the user. Oh, all right, we just got that. Jeffrey, thanks, Mark. I can't add, I'm missing 10%. Okay, I'm not sure 100% what that means, but...
Oh, because he said 10% means 80% everything else.
Yeah. Oh, that's right, because he's missing 10%. So, okay, there we go.
That's fast food. That 10% goes to fast food.
I used to listen to Redditors with the highest karma, but I don't think I will anymore. And that's absolutely true. I mean, just because somebody on the internet is popular, it doesn't mean they're right. That's why in this community anyway, between the three channels, we will always be telling you to do your due diligence. Mm-hmm. Do your homework because it's your money and it's money's not easy to come by. And you don't want to sort of just say, oh, well, Joe Blow over on that YouTube channel said I should buy a whole bunch of money in Suzuki Inu. And then you end up being one of those people who gets rug pulled. So you just want to always be looking out for yourself because the only person who has an invested interest in you, well, is you. And as much as I say, I'm never going to steer you wrong, maybe I'm full of crap. Who knows? I'm not full of crap, but maybe I am. I mean, you have to always look at it that way. You know, I may be giving you good information, but I mean, if one day all of a sudden I come in and I start saying, oh, you really need to start buying this new Candace coin. It is going to the moon. Absolutely. You should be on it. You know, and then the next day I go and sell all these Candace coins that you guys have just pumped for me. I'm never going to do that ever, but that's the way it sometimes happens with people. So you always want to be on your toes. It doesn't matter how much you respect or how much you like a YouTuber. You know, always take everything with a grain of salt. Take the information they provide you as a starting point to do your own research.
Yeah, that's why I would never push anybody to buy a coin. I'll just mention, you know, if the price is low, if you've done your DD, then yeah, go ahead and buy it, you know, or I'll mention a coin, you know, hey, go have a look at that. Like I was telling people before, VXV coin, if you want to get into an AI coin, have a look at VXV, you know.
Absolutely. So those are really cool tattoos. Thank you, Jeffrey. HP. Oh, so it's an
laptop.
HP laptop. Okay.
That's why there's your problem right there. Sorry, but
I want to block hang myself. Holy banana bread. Well, don't do anything like that.
yeah.
That definitely does not sound good. And that's the thing. I mean, you gotta when you're looking at the entire investing arena, that level head thing is one of those things that you want to have. Like, if you're that type of person, that if you make a trade and it goes wrong, and you get to the point that you hate yourself because of it, then maybe investing is not for you, to be honest, because, you know, or you just need to look at safer types of investing, like maybe stocks and ETFs, something that is more hands-off, or even a robo investor in a case like that. But if you're the type of person that you're going to get obsessive about it, you're going to watch everything, and you know, how you feel about yourself is determined on whether or not a stock is in the red or green, then that's something that you don't want to have that stress in your life. You really don't. Yeah. So in some cases, you know, you could even, you know, there's people you can talk to that, you know, could certainly help you, so that you don't, you know, create an unhealthy attachment to your investments.
Yeah. When I do something wrong, I'm it's about 10 seconds that I'm mad. And then I'm like, oh, well, you know, get on, lesson learned, you know.
Exactly.
So, you know, that's how I deal with it anyways. But I know a lot of people with OCD can't, you know, especially with OCD, because there's no control over that, right? So there is help out there for people that get stuck in that situation, though.
Absolutely. Okay. Then we got David Love. Ken, give me a follow back on Twitter and we can start talking seriously about crypto.
I already did.
And Jeffrey, I'm sorry. Well, it's okay. Solstice. My dad invested in Doge right before Elon made a boo-boo on Saturday Night Live and he lost $50. That's actually not a bad loss.
No.
There's people who have lost a lot more than that. But a lot of people really gave into that hype on Elon going on to Saturday Night Live. And it's the smart people were actually selling just before Saturday Night Live started.
Yeah, I remember watching that. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people did. And I think there was a lot more smart people than people expected. So I think that helped Doge go down after Saturday Night Live. And then in this case, your poor dad lost $50. Hopefully he's recovered from that by now.
But just remember, Elon bought before he even attempted to hype it. So all his stuff was under a penny.
Yeah. So I could have bought a video game with that money. Yeah, absolutely. But that's the world of investments. Investments go up, they go down. One of the things that people in the world of investing, people are always afraid. Sometimes people get greedy. They get really greedy so that when they are in the profit, they don't take it because they're thinking, oh, I'm just going to get more. Well, never, ever be afraid to take profits.
Yeah.
Even if it's a situation like if you're up a couple $100 and you're thinking, well, maybe it'll go higher. Well, you don't have to take that couple $100 out. You could even take a little bit, at least take some of it. off of the table, so you have something. So if it does fall down, it's not going to hurt so much. Like, you don't, worst thing to have is to make a couple $100 in profits, sit there thinking you're going to make another couple hundred, and then it falls back down and you end up not making anything at all. So take those profits. All right. Personal opinions, XRP will skyrocket when the SEC thing is done. I believe that XRP will have a pretty big pump after, provided they win, but I think they're going to. All right, and we got Scott over here. V-Bucks are the tokens you buy to buy things in the game.
Okay, so your fiat to your V-Buck then. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing. When games like Fortnite eventually move into the metaverse, then those V tokens will probably actually become a cryptocurrency.
Probably, yeah.
So that's kind of one of the neat things about the metaverse for sure. Okay, and Jeffrey, I don't know what a V-Buck is. I think this guy is being silly. No, Scott just mentioned what it is. Okay, Candace, do you have any Omnicoin? I do not own any Omnicoin. Ken, do you have any Omni?
144,000.
All right. See, Ken is Ken's more alt. I love the Pokeverse. So I got a good amount of Polkadot. I've got my engine. Of course, I got Bitcoin as well. Those are the ones that I definitely love, and I do dabble in the meme coin every so often. But I'm one of these people. I get in, I make a profit, I get out. I'm not shy about taking profits because I know how quickly the market can go up and down. So I try to grab what I can. Thank you, Caesar. Welcome back to David. Thanks for the follow, Ken. Also, I want Candace coin.
Oh, you better start making it now.
I know. I just have to have a functional use for it. Maybe I could make it so that, I don't know, within it we could have banana bread recipes. I just don't know. Thank you, Davis. All right, profanity. Did I buy the wrong laptop?
No, it's just personal preference. I don't like HP. I like Asus.
Yeah, I mean HP used to make a half decent laptop. My biggest issue with HP is when something goes wrong and you have to call tech support. I find that the customer service is just not super great. But I'm also an Apple person too, so that's kind of
better tech support when it comes to Apple products.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've never ever had to use tech support with Apple.
Nice.
Maybe knock on wood, but I've never really had problems. Okay, Dan, I don't think Reefer's being silly. I am well endowed in the V-Buck trade to the point of master trader. There are some sussy sellers among us. It's a risky trade indeed. I cannot dispute a single thing about that because I don't know.
That reminds me of VV and the gem market.
And I will admit, everything I know about Fortnite comes from watching a few Mr. Beast videos. Yeah. See, World of Warcraft was my game when I did a lot of gaming. So thank you. You restored my faith in crypto. I spent all my ETH on NFTs and found out that I was aiding in destroying the environment. I will do better. I must. There's nothing wrong with protecting the environment for sure. All right. And back to David Love. I had my finger on the sell button that night. Lesson learned. And we get another thank you from Jeffrey. And then over here for Caesar. Ken, what is your take on Omnicoin and what time frame in your opinion?
It's a long hold for me. I bought in at 0.012 of a cent. And then it had its big pump to 0.017, and then that's when it fell. So now it's at like 0.009. 8, I think, 7 or 8 or something like that. 7th or 8th of a penny. So it's a long term for me. I have lots of money invested, so I got to get that money back. So it's a long hold.
So Dan, did you watch the Squid Game Mr. Beast video? Quite a good watch. Absolutely. Here's the funny thing. See, Mr. Beast is really, really good at marketing. So even before his game came out, some of the people who were responsible for making the sets on his game started publishing their videos. And I had watched the one on the red light, green light set, and the guys who were building the, the giant doll girl. And it was fascinating. And I was like, oh my God, this is so cool. And Mr. Beast is doing the whole thing. So it's like, I was pumped before it even came out to watch it. And I think that's one of the reasons that video I think it broke the internet. It's so many people have watched it. If you guys have not watched Mr. Beast's Squid Game, and if you're a fan of Squid Game, or even if you're not a fan of Squid Game, check it out. It's actually really good. So I enjoyed it quite a bit. And Scott, needed tech support for my MacBook. Apple stores make it easy. It ended up being the charger cord of all things, and they gave me a new cord, no charge.
Nice.
Absolutely. And that's part of the thing with the Mac ecosystem is usually if somebody owns a MacBook, that probably means they've got an iPhone. They've probably got an iPad. They may even have like an iMac at home or something of that nature. So they understand that customer service model, bend over backwards for the Apple customer, because that person is buying Apple on probably every other thing. So,
yeah.
And it's true. I've all my stuff is Apple. So, even my laptop. I paid $4,500 for it because it's a MacBook Pro.
Yeah.
But I need the processing power for the videos. So, it makes it worth it. Sell button comment was in reference to Elon on SNL. That makes sense. How awesome is Jimmy?
Pretty awesome, I guess.
Yeah, I think.
Jimmy Cricket. I like him. He's a pretty good guy.
Or the other Jimmy. I'm not sure which Jimmy, but
Jimmy Neutron, Boy Genius. He's pretty cool too.
Yeah, Jimmys are awesome. I just need a better connection to Uniswap and PancakeSwap. My Apple devices don't work well with this HP laptop work. Now,
it should. That sounds more like a connection issue.
Yeah, maybe.
Because I know, like, when I'm using, when I'm trying to connect to Uniswap from my phone, it's a pain in the butt. There's big lags with getting the tokens or coins to pull up and everything. But if I'm in here at the kitchen table doing it on my laptop, no problem. It scrolls just fine. Everything goes really quick. I can buy and sell really quick. But if I'm using my phone, it's very laggy. So it might be a connection issue of some sort there.
Oh, absolutely. And also, I mean, with an Apple device, sometimes a site may be optimized for something like Chrome, for example. So, I always have my Chrome browser. Like, for example, the portal I'm using to do this chat, it doesn't work on Safari. I have to use Chrome for it. So sometimes just switching, even if it doesn't tell you you have to, sometimes just trying a different browser will sometimes resolve some of those issues. So it's always worth trying for sure. All right. And we have Scott saying everything is Apple for me, except I'm still an Android for the phone. But you know what? If all of your Apple are working great, when that Android phone is finally going sayonara, maybe you'll go over to an iPhone.
Maybe.
And Jimmy Donaldson, aka Mr. Beast. He is friggin' awesome. He also has a philanthropy channel where he'll go in and he'll buy like an entire store and just give it to charity. And
damn.
So some of that's pretty cool to see. I mean, I would love to be making that much money that I could just be giving, everything to charity like that. That's really, really cool. All right. Now, one other thing I wanted to show you guys today. And let me pull this up. This is the Bitcoin chart. Because one of the things that I also wanted to talk a little bit about is just the current market right now. Now, on this chart, what you're going to see here is you're going to see that we're currently in Well, this here is what we call a pennant. So you can see here's the flagpole, and then this is your flag right here. So in a normal downward trend, these things tend to break to the bottom, which would be this arrow here. They do have a chance of breaking to the top, but you're looking at about a 75% chance it's going down, maybe a 25% chance it's going up. So it's been in here now for a while. These are the 4-hour candles, and it's just been moving along. We did have a small breakout down here, so it did attempt to come out. It wicked a little bit, but it came right back into our channel. And now it's up at the top again, but it's going to break soon because you can sort of see we're running out of space. So for those of you trying to figure out what's going on with Bitcoin, and obviously this is going to impact a lot of the altcoins and the meme coins, we're going to get a breakout one way or the other. I am still calling it to the downside just because, well, I like to go with what the probabilities are telling me. I'm hoping
it looks like it's doing a triangle up though.
Yeah, but it's gonna. I think it's gonna come right back down. Maybe break around here, and we're looking at now. The nice thing about this is normally it'll break this entire distance of the flagpole, but you'll notice that I have it much shorter, and that's just because we don't have a lot of volume. If we had more volume, selling volume, then it could have potentially went down a little bit lower. But I'm looking at it breaking down to. So, probably around 43K. And this will happen, well, before the end of the weekend. Now, if I'm wrong, and once again, like I said, I hope I'm wrong because there is about a 25% chance it could break up. We'd be looking at coming up to almost probably really close to 55K, then moving sideways again and then figuring out where we're going to go from there. But here's the thing with this month is I don't think we're going to. About a week ago, I was still optimistic that we'd get into the 60K area range, like 60 to 65. But I'm even getting a little bit skeptical on that right now. And I think part of it is you've got tax harvest season. So a lot of people are selling just, in some cases, just to take losses to offset taxes. You also have a lot of businesses where you're at the end of the fourth quarter. So a lot of the institutional investors are just not buying. They're waiting till the beginning of the next quarter, which would be January. So what I'm seeing from the TA that I've been doing is I'm seeing mostly a little, either a drop. I actually see it going down a little bit and slowly moving its way back up again. Pretty much not much of anything until the end of the month, January. I think there's some potential there. I think there's some potential for it to finally start moving back up into the 60K range. If it doesn't, though, that's when I'm going to start to get concerned. Like if this type of movement continues into January and it starts, sort of slipping back down a little bit, then I'll be a little bit concerned. But right now I'm not concerned yet. I've got a few things tied up in Bitcoin that if I was super concerned at this point, I would be looking at exit strategies, and I'm not there yet.
Yeah, I think we're just in a kind of a stall state right now in the markets.
Yeah, and this is going to translate to the stock market as well, because you've got the same idea. You've still got tax loss harvesting. You've still got people who are not really looking to do a lot of investing until the beginning of the next quarter, especially on the business side. So I don't think you're going to see too much going on between.
What was our big bump last year? Was it February, March when the market really started giving her another go?
Yeah, and then we had well, last year, yeah,
and then that crash.
Last year it was fine. I was thinking the year before that, we then had that one big human malware event that knocked everything down temporarily. It recovered really well after that.
Yeah,
that would have been that thing if. I would have loved to have had a ton of money to have thrown in the market on the day that they announced the human malware event, because then, that would have turned into a lot of good money.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's what's going on in Bitcoin and a little bit with the market. I just wanted to sort of throw that at you guys. Bring our big heads back again. We got David Lowe. So Squid Game's video changed YouTube. How many YouTube videos have CGI? One. Yeah. If you watch that video, he has these packs rigged on them so that they can't actually shoot the contestants. So they have this thing where they sort of point at them and it goes boom, and there's a little smoke that comes up. But the smoke is actually CGI on all of that.
Oh, nice.
So they actually have CGI on a lot of it, and plus some of the sets that they have. When you're watching the video, it looks like they're actually really, really up high, but they're not. It's CGI making them look up high. So there's a lot. The amount of money that Mr. B spent on that video, absolutely crazy. So that's kind of neat. Dave, I thought a laptop was going to be a big crypto upgrade for me. Bummed out now.
Well, it might be.
Yeah.
You just gotta test. Did you test it out yet, or I can't remember here.
Now, hopefully, you weren't thinking of mining on that laptop, Dave.
Yeah,
'Cause
I wouldn't be mining with laptops.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, I think I would just stake if that's all you have is a laptop. Because
Saves you money. Staking saves you money. Let me tell you.
Oh yeah,
When
absolutely.
I used to mine, my hydro bills were insane, but I had the big ASIC miners and everything. But it was insane. I was paying like $700 a month in hydro.
And now Frida Lindsay says Vark Tech.
Never heard of it.
I'm not sure what that is either. I haven't heard of that either. But
stock or crypto, I'm not sure.
David Lowe, only 3.5 million. LOA, nothing for Mr. And that is, I mean, the amount of money he's making from his YouTube videos, just from AdSense alone, is it's insane. So when he's going out and he's giving away $100,000 in a video, he's making more than $100,000 on that video.
Easily.
So it's still nice that he's giving away all that money, and it certainly it hits you in the feels when you're watching it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still, he's making a lot of money. Candace, what is your top 3 stocks? And Ken, okay. I'll give Ken a moment to think because he doesn't buy a lot of stocks.
I don't have any, so I don't know.
All right.
3 dividend stocks. Pick 3 dividend stocks for me.
I'll give you 2 dividend and a growth.
There we go.
So for my top dividend stocks, one of them is my income trust, Canoe EIT Income Trust. So EIT, right now they're almost giving you a 10% return on their yield. So they're affordable. They've been very reliable for me. They do provide a good flow of dividends. Now, my next one will be a blue chip dividend stock. And for that one, I'm actually going to choose TD. They're a nice bank. They're a bank stock. They provide a fairly steady dividend, and they just recently increased their dividend. They're reliable, and they also have a half decent amount of growth. So that's kind of a nice thing about them. Now my actual growth stock that I like right now, and this is a brand new one. I've really started to like Air Canada only because they have fallen so far. There's so much potential and growth. I've started putting money back into it, and it's been going up. And I think as we get out of the human malware event, that price is going to rebound, and I'm going to make a pretty good profit on it.
Well, yeah, that makes sense. Like air travel is picking back up, right? So I got friends that are going to Mexico in a week, right? So
But keep in mind too, I gave you my 3 favorite stocks. It's not financial advice, so you guys do your due diligence on that.
And I will just agree with Candace's picks. That'll work for me.
Okay. Dave D, no mining. I just always have connection problems to Pancake Swap and Uniswap. Okay. That makes sense. Make sure to like and subscribe. Yeah, see the sign over there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and share the video. Share like.
I don't care about the sharing, folks. Just like and subscribe, and I'm good. You can share it if you want, and I'll tell you why. if you guys want to know a little bit about YouTube. So one of the things about YouTube is it's very niche driven. So a lot of people, when they start a channel, they want subscribers wherever they can get them. They'll go on their regular Facebook and they'll be like, please subscribe, you subscribe, meet people in the street, please subscribe. Problem is if those people aren't in your niche, it confuses the algorithm. So the algorithm doesn't actually know who they should be pushing your videos out to. So one of the things I've been diligently doing is trying to keep my promotion of the channel within financial. And when I do occasionally post something on my regular Facebook, I will actually say, if you're interested in financial, then come check me out. I don't actually add, if you're not interested in financial, stay away. But
Right.
I think the first part is kind of saying that, because that's really important, because when an impression is whenever you look in YouTube and you look at you pull up your feed and you see all the videos there, those are called impressions. So there's a very interesting rate. It's called a click-through rate. So CRT, and that's how many times people click on those videos. So YouTube uses that number to help determine how much it's going to push your video out to new people. So if the people who are seeing your video are people who are interested in the niche that you're in, you have a higher % chance that they're going to click on you and watch your video. Thus, that will tell YouTube who the type of people are watching your video, and it will be pushing it out to similar type people. So it will really help you grow. Because some people, it's all about numbers, but if you're smart and you want to actually really grow a community, it's not about the numbers, it's about the community. It's about the people. It's not a numbers game. That's my little thing about YouTube. Scott says Air Canada has potential. Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are just burning at the bit to be taking vacations and getting away. So
they need it. Everybody needs that mental break right now. Like,
oh yeah,
with this other malware coming down the pipe. Yeah, it just.
Ken, you got tagged. You're it.
Tagged. I like being tagged. Tagged.
Absolutely. And here we go. And there's Scott. And Scott's a YouTuber as well. So Scott has a nice channel. He does a Wealth Simple challenge. So definitely check Scott out. And he says YouTube will find your audience for you. Just keep creating good, consistent content and your audience will grow. And for those of you who are interested in checking Scott out, create, save, invest. Do a search on that. You will find Scott. He's got a nice little channel, and he's like the Bob Ross of the community. He's just calm, serene. I can listen to him for hours. So he's awesome. And Caesar, Candace, Apple stock for me up 30% this year. And Lucid made good money on that one. Bought in at 18, sold at 54. Nice. Once again, I am an Apple fan, so I do love Apple as well. And we got Dave. Sounds similar to the Shiba Army. Yeah. Do you still own any Sheep at all? Like, are you even in the army anymore, Ken?
No.
Okay.
I've been delisted.
Fair enough. All right. And we got a little bit of laughter here from Scott. So get your final questions in, guys. We're only going to go here about 17 minutes. We're gonna cut this at 2 hours. So, get those questions in now, and you can ask anything you want under the stars. I can answer anything. I can talk about absolutely anything. Let's see, Dave D, little trees. Where I come from, we call those shrubs. Shrubs. Yeah, the little ones for sure. Well, or I guess if they're still growing, then you'd be like seedlings.
Well, you want to be correct, right? They're called shrubs.
Shrubbery.
Correct terminology.
Yeah,
Midgets?
Absolutely.
No, little people.
Okay.
Right? Got to be correct.
Yes, absolutely.
That's all I got.
Holy banana bread. Family-friendly show, folks. Family-friendly.
Well, hey, there was nothing wrong with that.
All right. We got Dave D. Bob Ross. Yeah. Gotta love Bob Ross. Did you ever
Mhm.
watch Bob Ross?
I did when I was a kid. They used to have it on CBC, I think it was. They played it.
Yeah. Because he, did the painting thing.
Mm.
Interestingly enough, if you've seen the video that I put out on Thursday, my interview with Kuhn, he has been compared to Bob Ross, the way he does his Twitch streaming.
Yeah.
And he used to, back when I used to watch him a lot, he used to do a Bob Ross day. He bought the wig and everything, or he put the he put the wig on, and and he'd be a little bit more, Bob Ross like. So that used to be pretty funny. So he's pretty good. If you guys are interested in Twitch, or looking at that as a side hustle, check out that video. Maybe even check out Kuhn's channel. He's got a lot of great information when it comes to getting yourself set up that way. Ken, start checking your Twitter.
I will. I'm in a live stream right now, buddy.
And lots of my investments are happy little mistakes. And those of you familiar with Bob Ross, that is a direct call to Bob Ross.
Bob Ross was, I don't know, when he painted it was almost like Zen-like, he was just like a flow to it, that was a good show. It was a good show.
Oh, he paints little trees. That's what he was talking about, Bob Ross.
Oh, well, now he paints little shrubs if he were to be painting them now.
Well, I think Bob Ross passed.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, I think he's no longer with us, but he's with us in our hearts.
And on replay.
Yeah, exactly. Cornerstone of CBS maybe.
Yeah.
But that's Bob Ross. So get your questions in, guys. We're coming down to about 14 minutes here. Now, let me talk about the Christmas stream.
Yes, the Christmas special.
Yes, the Christmas stream. I'm going to talk about Christmas and New Year, so I'm going to do both. So for the Christmas stream, it's not going to be at nighttime. It's actually going to be in the daytime. And the reason for that is I have got to go to a Christmas dinner. So there was no guarantee I could get back in time for 8 o'clock. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that stream a little bit earlier. One of the things I'm asking, those of you who are not yet on my Facebook group, definitely head over there to Financial Brew. And I'm looking for you guys to give, I've basically given you 3 options. Well, there's 4 options. You don't have to do it, of course. But the first option is, which would be the most lovely, is if you just recorded a quick, 1-minute video saying happy holidays to everybody. Because it's going to be the stream. I'm looking at it as being almost like a gift card to the entire community, not just here, but also Tim and Nancy Danters and High Rise channels, just this big kind of little gift thing, something to watch on the holidays so we get to see each other type thing. So if you don't, if you're really camera shy, the second option is just record a quick little, hello, to the community as a video clip. And if you're both camera shy and voice shy, I guess that's our mic shy, a quick little write-up. Like when I say quick little write-up, a sentence, 2 sentences tops, just wishing everybody a happy something. And I'll put it up on a little festive card in the stream itself. So I don't know if I'll have any actual guests on that one for the simple reason it's Christmas. So it's going to be more or less just me sort of narrating through a few little things like that. And maybe I'll come up with a little comedy thing as well, sort of like our coins tonight. But that's kind of the idea behind that. So as much participation as I can get from you guys, the better. New Year's. Now, the New Year's stream is going to be its normal time. So New Year's evening. Well, not New Year's, but it's going to be New Year's Day's evening because it's Saturday. That one there, we're going to actually, on January 1st, we're going to look back at the year. We're going to look at all of the big news stories that have happened in the world of investing. Right now, I don't know how many guests I'm going to have on. I'm either going to have one, I'm sort of working this out, or I might just have a couple. It really depends on the availability, because it'd be nice to sort of split up some of the news events. Let's say, for example, if it were Ken, then I would have 5 and Ken would have 5, and we just go back and forth with our different news events and then discuss them type thing. So it's going to be kind of cool. I remember I always used to love countdowns and look backs on the year before. So, because sometimes reflecting on the year before can get you in the right mindset to be ready for the year ahead.
That's right.
And there will definitely be predictions on that show for the year ahead as well. So look at some long-term scenarios and see if we can, maybe we'll even nail down the bear market. Nah, we won't. Nobody can predict when the bear market is going to happen. Just to be clear on that. We can speculate though. Okay, so nothing against Create, Save, Invest, but have you noticed how many Wealthsimple Challenge channels there have been since Rye? There's been a fair amount, absolutely. And Rye's kind of moved a lot further away. He's more into almost a commentary on different stocks in many ways. But, definitely awesome. And that's the thing, if Rye inspired everybody and their dog to start doing some Wealthsimple Challenge channels, then I think that's awesome. I think that's cool.
Yeah, it's a good thing, yeah.
And Scott says, yes, there's a lot of us. There absolutely is. And Caesar Store, guys, I don't have Facebook or Twitter.
Well, if you write a letter, you can probably get it to her by mail by then. No.
Actually, Caesar, if you want to just write a little something to say, happy holidays, if you look on my YouTube channel, there is an email address there. You can send it to that address, and that will get to me. So I am really easy to reach. And we've got Dave D. Have fun at your dinner, Candace. Don't worry about your live stream. Well, I'm still having the live stream. I'm just having it before I go. It was actually funny. I had planned to have it at the nighttime, and I didn't realize I'd been invited to this thing. And my roommate reminded me. He's like, "Oh yeah, we're going to my sister's." And I was like, "Oh, really? Okay." So I shuffled that around a little bit.
Well, you cannot not say no,
Well, exactly. Especially considering that, I'm going full keto there on January 1st. So, this will be one of my last opportunities to eat things I won't be able to eat anymore. And Caesar says, thanks, guys.
Oh, you're welcome, Caesar.
And David, look, your Twitter may have some notifications when you check.
Well, maybe as long as we got the right connection there. I don't know.
Absolutely. And David's pretty prolific on Twitter. He likes it a lot for sure. Yeah. All right, guys, we're coming down to the last 8 minutes. If you got anything coming up, so tell us about your show on Friday nights. Let's see if let's make sure people understand what's going on there.
Well, it's a show about absolutely nothing. Really, we cover some crypto. But then it's basically whatever anybody wants to talk about, really. It's different. It's unique,
Mm-hmm. I actually rapped on it last night.
See, look at it.
So it gets a little crazy. It gets a little long too. Last night's went what, 5 hours?
Yeah, but everybody was like, we had like at least 10 viewers for quite a while. I was surprised at that it held that long.
Yeah. Well, understood. But no,
as long as people are coming and they're there and they're enjoying themselves, and why shut her down? That's the way I look at it, right?
Yeah. And I look at it this way. I mean, you take a look at this channel, you look at Crypto Night in Canada, you look at High Rise Sunday. We all maintain a level of professionalism when we're on these shows.
Oh, thanks, Candace.
We throw the professionalism right out the window when we head over to Ken's show.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a funny thing.
The way I look at it is just it's like having just a big party, random, right?
Mm-hmm.
You never know who's going to be there. If you're not such a nice person, I can show you where the door is for sure. Mm-hmm. But that's just how it is. Just
absolutely. Real. Really do appreciate you all. Nickel and Dime crew is awesome. I'm trying my best to keep up and get educated. You guys are top notch for education. Thanks very much. That's what I like to hear, Mike. And I'm the education channel. Rise more commentary, and the dancers tend to be high flute and crypto at times.
Yeah.
So usually, what I'm trying to do on my channel is sort of backfill the education aspect of it. So bring people a bit up to speed, so that way they can get more out of the other two channels. That is my role. I'm like training wheels. Which is fine, because I actually absolutely love that. Oh, speaking of training, I have a 4-part series coming up soon. I am basically going to do a generational investing series. Now, this is going to concentrate mostly on the stock market side. But what I'm going to do is I will have a video for each generation. We're going to start with the boomers, then we're going to go to Gen X, then the millennials, and then the brand new Zoomer investors. So I'm kind of looking forward to that, because there's a little bit of a different strategy depending on how old you are. So that'll be kind of cool just to break that down. And even if, let's say, you're a millennial, I think you'll still find a lot of great information in the Gen X and the boomers, and of course the Zoomers. So I think everybody can benefit from all of them, but I'm pretty excited about that. The idea popped into my head one day, and funny thing is, I thought about it. I wrote it on my schedule on my Facebook page. I do keep a schedule on what's going on the channel. And my roommate then said, "You know what you should do? You should do generational type videos, like, talk about the Zoomers and boomers." And I'm like, yeah, it's already on my Facebook. I schedule it. It's one of these things that I do. Like, I keep a monthly schedule on the Financial Brew on the page, because that way there you guys know when to expect. The only time I've changed things is I've shuffled a few videos around, but usually that's only because somebody I'm interviewing, for example, doesn't give me the okay. Because if I interview somebody for a video, like when I interviewed Kuhn, I couldn't put it up until I got his okay. Because to me, I mean, I could, but I just won't, because of that's my integrity. Is I want to make sure that the person I'm interviewing is happy with the product that's going up before it goes up.
Right. That's only that's only being nice, like the courtesy, right?
Well, exactly. So that was supposed to go up on Monday, but he didn't get back to me until like Wednesday. So Monday morning, at that point, I'm like, yeah, he's not going to get back to me today. So I made the metaverse video to get that one out, because I'm not going to drop the ball. You guys are still going to get a video, because I still got that vigor in my step. It was great. I'm not sure what was great, but something was great. Yeah, I had to check out early last night because, Ken's show. I was on with UK and Us at 6 a.m. this morning. Right. Love Ken's channel.
Thank you, Dave.
Your Canadian ETF vid was great. And you want to know something, Mike? That Canadian ETF video is my most watched video out of every video I've made. And it's still pulling in views. It's just like people keep rolling into it. Like, I'm just like, wow, this is the video that keeps giving and giving and giving. But it goes to show, one of the interesting things, I use a analytic program called vidIQ, and it tells me, it recommends to me different keywords and topics, and it keeps telling me over and over again, dividends, 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 dividends. And ironically, every time I do a dividend video, it does amazing. So it's one of these things where it's like, I got to do more dividend videos. People really love the dividend videos. That makes sense. I love dividends too. So that's great. Cool. Great idea. I'm looking forward to it. Obviously, there will be dividends involved in some of the generational investing. So keep doing a good job, Candace and Ken. You guys make this world a better place too.
Hey, we try.
Financial freedom. Absolutely. Well, that's the thing we do. And Ken's show, I love Ken's show, because I can be jokey, like totally jokey, and I can come up with dry puns, and I can just, drop my eye off the ball and, put it on the funny instead.
Yep.
Will it include things like risk management, discipline, RSP, long growth versus risky crypto? Yes. Yeah, we're going to touch on. Interesting enough, when we get to the boomers are an interesting age group because a lot of them have already hit retirement, and a lot of them are in that situation where their RRSP is turning into a RIF. So we're going to touch on a lot of different things. And somebody of that age group, I'm probably not going to be recommending a lot of crypto for the simple reason that at that point they're looking at trying to increase their passive income more than anything else to sort of supplement their retirement. But catch the videos. I will get everything in there. And of course, always hit the comments on those videos and keep the conversation going because I answer absolutely everything except for one thing. If you put a link name in the comment, YouTube cuts it. So it's part of its anti-spam thing to try to keep those people who pretend to be me out of the thing. So if you want to refer a website, just don't put the .com on it. I'll figure out that it's .com.
Right.
So just put the name, but no .com or any of that part. Or if you're naming a coin, don't put let's say if you wanted me to look at Canoe, don't put EIT.to. Technically there's a UN in there, but anything, if you put a dot in there, it'll just kill it on you, and I'll know that you posted, but I can't reply to you there's no way for me to get back to you. And I feel bad when that happens because it's like, oh my God, how do I reach this person?
Yeah. You can't search people in YouTube like you can on Facebook.
I know. So I might have got you a few views for the ETF vid. I shared well, thank you, Mike. I appreciate that. And that's the thing. When you have friends who are interested in finance and you want to share it, those are the shares that I like because, I trust your guys' judgment. You guys know what your friends like. And if it's going to bring value to them, share. If it's not going to bring value to them, then don't share. Because as I said, it's not a numbers game. And Dave Love, have I mentioned I love dividends? I think I've heard this before, Dave.
Possibly.
I think there was even like a cave painting that they found in someplace where it had "I love dividends, Dave L." I was just like, that has to be David Love. All right, guys, we're in the final minutes. If anybody has any last minute pressing questions, get them in now. Or forever hold your peace. Something like that. What's going on for you this week, Ken?
Not a lot. Work. That's about it. We got the Danters on Wednesday night. I'm not sure what topics they want to cover on that.
They're gonna have that that guy on with the
Dave Crow.
That's him. That's him. Crawley. Yeah.
Arc plate guy.
Dark plate. Yeah. So that's definitely worth checking out.
To that, guys, because that's like video 2.0. So it'll be good.
Mm-hmm. And you guys are starting to get big enough to get scammers in. It wasn't a scammer. It was a troll. I hate troll, actually. I got rid of them. So that happened tonight in this chat. Holy banana bread. That's what I say to that. Yeah, that's a good thing. I don't mind.
Means you're getting noticed.
means you're getting noticed. First come the trolls, then come the sponsors. Then I get to turn them down until there's something I believe in, because Rye has a philosophy that he's not going to promote something unless he actually believes in it. I have the same philosophy too. So it's one of those things. If I ever start promoting a product because I'm being sponsored, well, you'll know I'm being sponsored, and I'll give you the lowdown on it. Like if it's something I would be willing to use myself. If it's not, then forget it. It's not coming on my channel.
Yeah, there's no sense you just sponsoring just because. You gotta, yeah.
Yep. And Ken, what is your take on CRO?
Crow's good because that's crypto.com's token. So there's nothing wrong with that. They have a stable platform. They're like one of the biggest out there. So
yeah, and their name's on an arena now too. So
and yeah, exactly. They got they bought the Staples Arena or whatever. You can also stake it, I believe. So
absolutely.
it's got a decent price. So
yeah. Now tomorrow night, folks, any of you guys who are not familiar with the High Ride channel, he's doing his 1 year tomorrow night, so he's going to have a lot of special guests on. I believe that'll be starting around 8 o'clock as well. So definitely check that out tomorrow night if you're around. I think that's going to be a wonderful show. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's just going to be fantastic. And this is probably going to be our last comment of the night. So from my other channel, I got a coffee company that sent me 4 pounds of coffee, my first sponsor.
Whoa. Wish they'd send me that. Yo, I drink coffee like a mofo on my channel. I could use that as a sponsor.
Holy banana bread. You know what? The two of us, we should make our own little coffee channel just to get a coffee sponsor.
That's a lot of coffee, man. That's going to last a while.
Oh,
kudos.
man.
I hope you have it in the freezer. Keep it nice and fresh.
Absolutely. Well, anyway, folks, we've come to the end of another Saturday Night live stream. Thank you all for being here. You guys are all awesome. Have a fantastic Sunday. And I hope to see you guys tomorrow night on High Rise show as he does his 1 year anniversary. So as it goes, we got a few people saying good night. So we're going to just reiterate that as well. It's all gone. I drink lots. Oh, Scott. We're ready to leave, and he pulls us back in with the coffee. All right, folks. Well, anyway, it's been a wonderful show. We'll see you, of course, live again next week. I don't have my guest nailed down yet, but I'm working on someone. Until then, thank you guys for checking us out in the Financial Verse. Take care, everybody.
Night, guys.